Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into a highly requested, wonderfully nostalgically fueled tech project. We are talking about the return of the most famous and, let's be real, arguably the most infamous animated assistant in computing history. Yep, we're going to learn exactly how you can resurrect Clippy on your modern machine. Let's kick things off with a massive dose of nostalgia. Check out this somewhat absurd yet kind of amazing moment here. There's Bill Gates on stage standing right next to a giant, human-sized paperclip. I mean, you literally can't make this stuff up. This was the dawn of the Microsoft Office Assistant era. Clippy, who was officially named Clippit, by the way, was front and center from Office 97 all the way through Office 2003 on Windows and even Office 2004 on the Mac. And honestly, you cannot talk about Clippy without hearing this exact phrase echoing in your head. It looks like you're writing a letter. Would you like help? We all remember that, right? That slightly cheeky, hyper-observant little bubble interrupted so many of our workflows in the late 90s. It's a total shared cultural memory. Microsoft ultimately pulled the plug on him years ago because, well, he could be incredibly distracting, but hey, absence makes the heart grow fonder, and today there is a massive community dedicated to bringing him back. So here's our choose-your-own-adventure roadmap for today's Explainer. We'll do a quick refresher on the assistant's legacy, dive into the authentic Windows method for the purists, check out some modern desktop apps, look at bringing Clippy to macOS, and wrap up with virtual machines. Basically, no matter what hardware you're rocking today, we've got a path for you. Okay, Section 1, the assistant's legacy. Let's quickly establish what Clippy actually did under the hood before Microsoft sent him into digital retirement. So he wasn't just a static picture. Powered by the old Office Assistant system and later Microsoft Agent technology, Clippy popped up while you were typing and offered context-aware help for writing letters. He even spoke using early text-to-speech engines. He was a fully animated desktop helper that actively reacted to what you were doing, bending out of shape, tapping the screen, taking notes. For the 90s, this was a seriously ambitious piece of interactive software. Moving right along to Section 2, the authentic Windows method. Now, this one is strictly for the purists out there. If you're on Windows 10 or 11 and want the absolute, undisputed, real-deal Clippy, you're going to need the original installation media. Step 1, track down an old CD-ROM or ISO image for Office 97, 2000, XP, or 2003. Now, Step 2 is the real secret sauce here. You cannot just run the installer normally. You've got to right-click setup.exe and run it in Windows XP or 98 compatibility mode. Then, for Step 3, choose a custom install. And Step 4, this is absolutely crucial. You have to explicitly check the boxes for Office Assistant, Microsoft Agent, and animated helpers. Skip those and you're just getting a boring, totally normal word processor. And this right here brilliantly illustrates your reward for jumping through those hoops. Boom! The authentic, googly-eyed assistant is alive and kicking right inside Microsoft Word. You can see him doing his thing, offering his classic letter writing tips. This method keeps every single ounce of that original 90s charm perfectly intact. It's literally exactly how you remember it. Okay, let's look at Section 3, modern desktop apps. This is definitely the easiest route. Look, I get it. Maybe you really don't want to scour eBay for a 25-year-old CD-ROM. Fair enough. Fortunately, dedicated developers have painstakingly rebuilt Clippy from scratch using modern web frameworks like NWJS and Electron. These are totally open-source recreation apps. Instead of being trapped inside an ancient version of Word, this modern Clippy floats directly on your desktop, whether you're on Windows, Mac, or Linux. He still animates, he still talks, but you completely bypass all the headaches of installing old software. Just download the app, give it permissions, and let him loose on your screen. Next up, Section 4, bringing Clippy to macOS. Let's see how we bridge the OS gap for the Apple users out there. If you're running macOS Monterey, Ventura, Sonoma, or newer, you've actually got some fantastic, highly authentic options. Remember, Mac users had their own native Clippy back in Office 98. But to get the true Windows experience running today, you'll want to use a wine-based compatibility layer, which basically translates Windows code on the fly. You've got two main players here. Crossover is a paid app, but it's super easy to set up and runs old Office beautifully. On the flip side, there's Whisky. Whisky is completely free and uniquely optimized for modern Apple silicon, the M1, M2, and M3 tips. Both let you run that old Office 2000 installer natively right on your Mac hardware. And the reason this wine method is so wildly popular is that it preserves the whole shebang perfectly. Check out those authentic 3D rendered googly eyes. You aren't settling for some web-based imitation. You get the true nostalgic interface, the original animations, and the exact same quirky behavior. It's honestly kind of amazing seeing a genuine piece of Windows history running flawlessly on a crisp, modern Retina display. And finally, Section 5, Virtual Machines and our summary. For the true hobbyist, this is the ultimate retro setup. We're talking about the safest, most bulletproof method of all, virtual machines, or VMs. A VM is basically software, like VirtualBox or VMware Fusion, that safely runs an entirely isolated older operating system right inside your current computer. By installing Windows XP and Office 2000 entirely inside a VM, you instantly eliminate every modern compatibility issue. Your main computer stays perfectly clean, while your virtual machine acts as a flawless digital time capsule where Clippy natively belongs. All right, let's tie this all together. Honestly, you might want to take a quick screenshot of this slide right now. Think of this as your ultimate cheat sheet to pick your ideal setup for this weekend's tech project. If you're the modern user who just wants a quick nostalgia hit, grab an Electron or NWJS desktop recreation app. If you're the purist, fire up VirtualBox, install Windows XP and Office 2000, and bask in flawless historical accuracy. And if you're the Mac user looking for a native feel without a full VM, dive into Crossover or Whisky. It's really that simple. So, before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a slightly provocative thought. Right now, developers are actually taking these vintage Clippy animations and wiring them up to modern large language models like ChatGPT. They're merging advanced text-to-speech with these classic avatars. And when you stop and think about how the original Clippy tried to proactively guess what you were doing, read your text, and offer automated help, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is today's cutting-edge AI just the spiritual successor to our old, slightly annoying wire friend? Just something to chew on the next time a modern chatbot pops up to ask if you need help writing an email. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and have an absolute blast bringing Clippy back to life.